Grip and electric, like Becky said, post.
Yeah, I didn't mention post, and that's true.
Okay. And then post is the big, tough one. It's
it's heavy skill.
Well, and it's capital intensive.
Right.
Because you can do your own Final Cut Pro on your Mac, and you get quite a lot of work done. But that's not the same kind of post, and the kind of facility that's needed, and
the filmmaker's facility.
Yeah, I mean, you really have to have, and that's a lot to ask for. I mean, that's not the direction I'm really implying talking about the infrastructure growth. I'm talking the more readily tangible and less expensive kind of growth that's realistic for entrepreneurs and aspiring filmmakers. But post is a big one we really got to get.
Any quick points before we open up to questions you guys want to throw out?
I have one funny housing story, but there's a lesson to be learned from this. When we were doing the final season, we had a location scout, and he came to me and said, I need help with finding this and this and this. So the one scene was supposed to be a really nice home that was actually going to be in St. Louis, so we didn't want to go to St. Louis to spend half a day filming a home down there. So we found one on the southeast side of Cedar Rapids, and I called the lady, and she said, yeah, we'd love to have it, and so sent the locations guy out, and he got the contract. Of course, she probably didn't read it, and I don't know that he spent an adequate amount of time explaining it to her. So what happened was I didn't get out to the shoot that day until about 2 o'clock, and when I was walking up the long, beautiful drive, beautiful home,
Classic.
she came running down the driveway and jerked at my arm and said, Terry, come on. You've got to see what's going on in here. Well, and she thought there were going to be 3 little handheld cameras, And I mean, antique Persian rug, beautiful, huge dining room table that all got jerked out of the dining room and put someplace else in the house. And she was frantic that her house was not going to be put back into place by 5 o'clock that night, but her husband, who was a cardiologist, got out because he didn't know anything about this. So get a locations contract and have it specific and let the people know what you're going to do with your house, or your property.
Funny story. I took a guy, I took a gentleman, same day. I said, they were helping us. It was from the trucking company, CRST. They had helped us with investment and as well as some marketing programs where we put the final season on the side of their vans. You can still see them going across the country. And great guy. I said, come on, get out of the office. I went and picked him up. You have to see what's going on. He said, yeah, I'll go. So I get in the car and I drive up, and there's a catering truck, and there's 3 semis, and he's speechless. This guy never shuts up. What's up? Holy shit! What is it? I thought you guys rolled up in a white minivan and came out and shot a couple things and ran in and grabbed a sandwich and left. So I think it's important to understand the impact of when you do a small feature, a medium-sized feature, that it is an economic impact and it is a positive impact, and it leaves, as I like to say, it leaves money on the ground. And I think that's the key takeaway when I talk to people and they don't really understand it. I say, well, when you do it, we're bringing money into the state and we're leaving it on the ground. We're not issuing a tax bond. We're not building a road. We don't have to run sewers. We're coming in, we're going to rent 50 to 100 hotel rooms. We're going to eat and feed 100 people a day or 50 people a day, 3 times a day, by contract. So we're going to buy the groceries, we're going to use the beds, we're going to use the rented cars. It's a good business, and it's a real business. Like Mark said, people have to understand this is a real business. These aren't hobbies. We're not running on just shooting home videos. These are real businesses that generate real product, that generates gross domestic product that is exported, one of the top exports in the nation. So the same way that we grow corn, it's good to grow a creative industry. I think at this point, why don't we open up for questions? Oh, wait, I'm gonna pose it. When you ask your questions, stand up so everybody can hear the question for us, and then say, my name is so and so, and I have a background in such and such.
Dustin Blank started as a grip. Started as grip in January on a small film called The Offering. Moved into the locations on a film called Splatter, and was recently department head for locations for a film called Awesomest Journey.
Excellent.
Skylar. So it's been a whirlwind. I hadn't done anything in film before that, actually. I'm a musician. So it's confusing, but it's great. And I'm really into it now, and happy to be here and happy for all of your work. It's been excellent. My question is, how does this new cap affect local Iowa production companies that are going to continue hopefully to make films? There's all these rumors going around about it's going to be really hard to get a project in now, there's barriers to entry and all these things. I'm just wondering, what's the real effect from you? I've heard a lot of rumors. What does it really mean?
Well, the short answer is that, the way the cap literally limits the quantity of tax credit available at 50 million. That's not a bad number. Unfortunately, it is also going quickly. So one of the big conversations that's underway at present is exactly how do we administer that. Some states use a first come, first serve. When it's gone, it's gone. Other states use a stair-step percentage that in effect kind of controls how much goes out the door in a little bit slower manner. Stair-step meaning if you do more, you get more. And depending, it's up to them to decide what's more in terms of how much more you get. We have not completed that conversation yet because there's kind of competing interests of which is better. Do we stretch it out over fiscal year? Do we, because of our seasons, if we run out in December, well, wait a minute, what are we going to have for the beginning of the upcoming season because our fiscal year starts in July? Those impacts versus the local filmmakers, there's no difference. Every filmmaker, whether they're from California, Iowa, or wherever else, would be impacted in the same way until we formalize the way in which we're going to evaluate the applications.
It just seems like 15 million isn't that much.
for a state that is ramping up 50 million is
Independent film, 5 to 10 million, easy. That goes pretty quick, doesn't it?
Well, it does if there's a lot of throughput, but if you've only got an infrastructure that can eat 2 or 3 films.
This is the first time I've heard. I didn't know what the cap was either, and that's exactly as I'm sitting here thinking through it. For the time being,
It's fine.
I would say it's fine because we have to build the infrastructure, but then there would be a point at which I agree with you.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can only support 1 or 2 films, you can't support a major film.
But
There's
later
a
on,
chance that this cap could change, the number could go up. Is that what we're saying?
There is always a chance that everything in the Iowa code could change every legislative session.
absolutely.
And what's the key to that, you were saying?
Talk to your legislator. Okay. Talk to them about this program and how it works and how it affected your job. That changed your life, didn't it?
Yeah. Express your concern and make sure they know about it.
And just through the rumor mill, I think that now is definitely a time. You've come here. You're obviously doing a lot of interesting things, and you had the interest to actually come here tonight. And I definitely think from the things I've been hearing lately that it's an important time to let the legislature know now.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of critical right now.
And even for me to give my experience of having filmed here, I think it's important to kind of put my voice out there.
And Tom really means it from a sense that he needs your information so that he knows what policy can be and he can provide that information to legislators because he is the neutral voice in the process because he's in the department. I don't have to be as neutral.
Right.
I mean, I can have a real opinion and try and push a button one direction. Tom is responsible for government policy. I'm hopefully pushing opinion. And you need to express your opinion with them and add creative ideas to the business atmosphere.
Here's a conversation. Hi, this is so-and-so from production company. Hi, Tom, how are you? I'm interested in shooting a film. Do you have tax credits?
Yes.
Oh, good. Let's talk more. So, if I call North Dakota, do you have tax credits? And they say no. It's very quick. Okay, thanks. Click. Because you go down a checklist. It's a business.
There's a website. You just go on the website and list every state
Yeah.
and exactly what they offer.
You get a monthly or they send them out monthly, the incentives office. These are the updates to the tax credits and the incentives. And if you're in Hollywood and LA and you run a business, which is a huge production and distribution business, which is what film is,